Hello, my name is Micah, and in this video I am going to be trying out journaling in a traveler's notebook insert. So I've never used anything like this. I think it's a quite unusual size. I don't know, I haven't done any research as to what exactly the reasoning behind this kind of shape is. But yeah, I am looking into potentially purchasing a traveler's notebook cover and some inserts, but I figured before I spend all that money, I should just see if this format even works for me. I also figured that if I'm going on the trip, I don't want to be getting used to the new format while on the trip. You know, things are happening. I just want to be comfortable in my journal. And so I made myself this little mock-up insert. I just used plain copy paper, so nothing fancy going on to, just try out the size. And I thought maybe this is interesting to you. And so yeah, that's what we're gonna do in this video. We are going to try out journaling in a traveler's notebook insert. I filmed myself decorating the first couple of pages, and I also am putting down a sticker on the cover there. Nothing too elaborate because this journal only has a couple of pages, but I couldn't help myself and put a cat lady with her cats on the cover. I always think moving into a new journal, it warms it up when there's something on the cover. Yeah, so later on in this video, I'll also have a flip through of the finished journal, or almost finished. I think I have a page left. So yeah, that's coming up as well. Overall, I'm so glad I made myself this little mock-up with cheap printer paper. I mean, the traveler's notebook inserts aren't expensive necessarily, so I could have gone ahead and just tried it in an official Traveler's Company insert, and yet having made this journal myself and having made it with the copy paper, it didn't feel intimidating at all, and I really enjoyed experimenting in it. There was no hesitation whatsoever, so I think that was still a really good decision to do this, even though I certain points during my journaling process, I was like, man, this would look so much better on the Midori paper. I just really like the cream color, and yeah, but that's fine. I think I still came up with a couple of spread layouts that I will definitely revisit later. So there's a couple ideas that I came up with that I'm gonna just, do again on the Midori paper. Yeah, while working in this journal, I noticed a couple of things that I want to incorporate in my other journals as well, especially when it comes to lettering. More on that later during the flip through. And I found stationery supplies in my stash that I kind of had forgotten about, like my stamps. So maybe maybe I've revisited those supplies because I had to think a little bit more while working in this journal due to the new format. And so I was more aware of what I was doing, kind of like when you try a new route to a familiar destination. All of a sudden you have to think about each turn. And I think in this case, that was a good thing. Again, like I noticed things that I hadn't done in a while, but also trying new things or just being conscious of things I want to improve upon, that kind of stuff. Yeah, overall, I was really surprised how much I enjoyed working in this. Last year, I had ordered myself a B6 Slim, and I couldn't figure that one out for the life of me. Maybe now that I've done the Traveler's Notebook regular size, I'll revisit it and find that I love it, but something about the slimness of it all wasn't working for me in the B6 Slim. However, with the Traveler's Notebook regular size, it's so much taller than a B6 Slim, so you do get more space. So maybe that's the difference there. I don't know. It's just one of those things, I guess. Some things work and some doesn't. Some don't. English. Another thing that's great about switching up your journals is that it can help you find out what you do or don't miss about your other journals. I definitely missed not being able to use watercolors. I tried using some of my markers, the Ecoline brush pens, and my, what are they called? The Zig Clean Color Real Brush. But they also didn't quite work on this paper. So that was more or less a failure. But yeah, I guess I really like being able to do color accents with watercolor and markers. So I really missed that. And then I also really missed the cream paper from my other journal. I don't know, there's just such a warmth to it that I really enjoy. But what about you? Do you prefer white or cream paper? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, here you see me now on screen trying to make like a color blob with the Zig Clean brush pen, and it looks really spotty, but I'm gonna go ahead and use them anyway because it's the only way for me to put any color whatsoever on the page. So in my head, I'm just trying to tell myself to keep going even though I don't like how it's actually looking, because part of this journal is to just try out and going through the motions of working in it. And even though it doesn't look the way I would want it to, I know that that's going to be different in the actual Traveler's Notebook insert because of the Midori paper. So there's a little bit of dissonance in my head going on right now, but I'm just trying to keep going. Filling in some journaling with a Stabilo fine liner that I had found in my stash when I visited my parents in Germany. I found a couple art supplies that I brought back, which was kind of fun because I got all these goodies and I didn't have to spend any money. It does bleed through this paper, but again, it's fine. I liked being able to use this purple color. It's also something that I really noticed during working in this journal is that I love being able to write in different colors. So yeah, that's kind of fun. And I think I'll leave it at that, and we're gonna jump to the flip through. I was gonna check back in with you once I had gotten to the middle of this journal, but I've been having so much fun with this that I'm almost done with this little journal. I have like a little bit of space left. So I am gonna do a little flip through and just show you what I've come up with. Needless to say, I ordered myself some official Traveler's Notebook inserts with the lovely Midori cream paper that I already know and love. I've already had 2 journals with that paper, so I know I'm gonna love that. And it's gonna be so nice, nicer than this printer paper. I mean, that's fine, but yeah. So I was surprised of how much I am enjoying this format. So without further ado, let's do a little flip through. So here I did just a little cover page dedicated to spring and the first spring vibes, although they have since a little bit dissipated, or it's fluctuating, let's say that. But yeah, just really cute, just a focal image and then a little bit of writing. Most of the collage pieces in this journal are from Cat Collage Club. I'll have that linked below in case you want to check it out and you're interested in some cat-themed journal printables. Here I dedicated a spread to eating my last German chocolate from what I brought home from when I visited my family in Germany. This is my haul. Something that I love about Germany is their candy and chocolate. It's just so good, and it's very easy to find vegan gummies. For some reason in America it's not very common, and if you do find it, then it's really expensive. And in Germany you can get all this variety, and they're really, really cheap compared to here. Anyway, so yeah, I was talking about that and drew a little sketch of the chocolate the last piece that I finished. Yeah. Did some collaging here. It's really simple. I wish I'd moved this down a little bit more to keep that a little bit more even, but that's fine. That's very nitpicky, I guess. Love sort of connecting the two pages with the washi. I think that's a really cute idea that I'll expand upon. Really love how this page turned out. I had this quote that I come across, and it really spoke to me, and so I sort of emphasized that and then put a little bit of journaling about it up top here. And this spread actually made me realize that that's something I want to work on or keep in mind, is to vary, for example, the size of my journaling, sort of emphasizing certain things and write it bigger or in a different color, and then have the additional writing be smaller and stuff like that. So I think there's lots of opportunities for creative lettering and writing, and I'm hopefully gonna work on that. And I made this really cute journaling page. This background is art from one of Jennie Mae June's ephemera packs that she put together. So that's very well curated. I'll have that linked below. And then I put a little kitty on there and a little, well, it's not a quote. What would you call that? A piece of writing. And tipped that in. Really cute. And then I was really proud of myself. I kind of lined that up with the page that's in the back there with the lady here. Really cute. She's actually from Courtney Diaz from her Patreon, Little Raven Ink. So I did some journaling there and gave her some more leaves around her head. And then these flowers are cut out from a magazine. So yeah, really cute. I liked sort of being mindful of where that landed on the page. Here I just sketched a cat and some flowers, and just doodling mindlessly basically, and then journaling about it. So this is sort of cat overload, I guess. We have this cat here, and then a cat journaling there, and then a little kitty in there, and here we have the cat washi tape by Niaksi. I have that linked down below as well. Yeah, so really cute. And then I added a little teapot here. I always love when people add like small stamps or doodles in their journaling, and I want to do that more because I think it's cute. And then this is the middle spread, and love how that turned out. I think it's so fun to really use all of the space and have just a lot of negative space and breathing room, and then just have a little bit of journaling surrounded by all these elements. I think that's really fun. And I can definitely also see this kind of spread working for travel journaling, where you want to capture all these little things that you've, for example, see on your trip, and then just have very little writing for that. So that's kind of fun. Oh, and then this is a fun little interactive tip-in. I guess all tip-ins are sort of interactive, I suppose. My husband and I went to a doll show. I love toys and dolls. I think they're so cute and similar to illustrating characters. I don't know, they just exist in 3D, I guess. I find that really fascinating. Yeah, and so they had a bunch of cool ephemera. So this was actually supposed to be like a paper doll, and they had some flyers, and so I cut these two out. And then I put them on to a business card that I got from one of the booths at the doll show. If you're in the market for beautifully handmade, colorful, whimsical teddy bears, check her out. Her work is incredible, absolutely stunning. So I'll have that link down below as well. Yeah, and then I did my journaling down here. Love this layout to just have like a little illustration up top and then almost like a header kind of thing, and then yeah, do a little frame like this. And just I basically was exploring what would it look like to do a spread that's solely made out of illustrations and no ephemera. Well, I guess there's a sticker there, but very flat in that sense. And I really, really like it. I think I want to come up with more ways of breaking up the page like this with these illustrations. And I mean, you could do endless variations on this idea too, or have them at the bottom and then just do writing on the top, you know? Really, really fun. Yeah, this lady is so cute. I love her so much. If you are a Cat Collage Club member, I already drew her and lined her up for the May collage sheets. So look out for those. They're coming in May. Really fun. And then here, yeah, like these spreads, they're sort of, okay, now I've explored what I can do with just drawing. What if I did a lot of drawing, but also some ephemera? And this is sort of what I came up with. I think that's really cute too, like with a big heading and then some writing. And then here, like just a collage paper that's almost indicating sort of a field and then extending it with an illustration. Really fun. Here I played around with my stamps. I haven't used them in a long time, and I want to get back into that because I think it's another way of incorporating a different, almost like a different texture to the page. And I just need to remind myself to really scooch them closer together. I think it has something to do with the wooden blocks being so blocky. You think you're really close to the previous letter, but you're not. But that's specific to that stamp set, I guess. But yeah, really cute. And then this is the last page that I have finished-ish. I mean, here's some more writing space. With this one, I tried something out. I approached it as a grid, like a 2x2. And so I was gonna play around with what if you contain different journal entries to each quadrant. And then of course, you know, with this, for example, I thought it would be cool if the writing overlapped a little bit, but that's the basic structure of this page, and I think it's kind of fun. I mean, if you have a lot of different things, you could even do that with different days too. You could have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or something like that. Yeah, just a different way to approach the spread, I guess. And then really like how this little cluster turned out. Something I've noticed, I tend to think of collages as these big pieces, and I want to get better at just like smaller clusters here and there. So that has potential, I think. And again, trying to incorporate some drawing and testing out different ways of doing headings, which I definitely want to, you know, play around with, and I think it's just so fun. And then yeah, doing that again with the washi going over to the other side. Yeah, just fun stuff. I think I for some reason thought this format would be really restrictive, but it's actually really fun. There's a lot of things you can do, and it definitely also lends itself to journal entries that are image heavy but don't have a lot of text. I mean, of course, you could also, you know, do a full block of writing on these, but I think, especially for travel journaling, I'm gonna enjoy being image heavy with not a lot of text. But I've ordered myself 2 traveler's notebook inserts, one for my trip in the summer, and then one I will continue doing creative journaling like this in, because it's just so much fun. And then as for a cover, I am going to sew myself a fabric cover for this, so that's gonna be another video, so stay tuned for that. In the comments below, let me know, have you recently played around with different formats, different journal types? I would love to chat, and thanks so much for sharing this time with me, and until next time, happy journaling!